Hi guys, and welcome to my domain. Alright, so welcome to another edition of Nightly Gaming News. So, let's just kind of jump into it, guys, because y'all kind of already know what this is about. This is my weekly gaming news segment, I guess you could say. So let's just jump into it. So this first thing, right, I already planned to talk about it because it's probably one of the bigger news that's happened this week. But Loco, and let me go ahead and pop it up so we can read it. Loco said the Gmod removing Nintendo stuff. You're probably going to end up talking about it, LOL. That's a huge thing, at least to me. No, that is definitely a big thing. And, you know, obviously I was already planning to talk about it. So this is from Garry Newman himself, the big honcho for obviously Garry's Mod. He did state that, yes, we have got your emails and DMs. We have seen your threads. We're doing our own investigations. We need to take these things seriously, particularly from Nintendo, which is very true. But we also can't let people misuse DMCA takedowns. And then, unfortunately, he comes back and says, I have been assured that the takedowns have been verified by Nintendo as legit. So this will now continue as planned. Sorry. Guys, this is honestly upsetting for multiple different reasons. I think one of the big things that people are basically saying is they are disappointed but not surprised. Nintendo is known for doing this, right? This is why Nintendo doesn't even want to be in Fortnite. They don't want their brand outside of anything related to Nintendo. You make a fan game for Pokemon, oh, that's getting shut down so quick. It's like that approval disapproval thing in Fallout. Fallout's been on my mind lately, where everybody's like, nobody likes that. That's where we're at right now with Nintendo. It's very sucky because I've talked about this previously in another video, that Sony, because they are, you know, related to Japan, Sony Music Entertainment Japan, I believe is what they were called. They copyrighted one of my things last time for something, I think it was anime related. So I know that Japanese law is very serious when it comes to this. Again, it is sucky because it's like, dude, obviously we're not using your assets, we're not using your stuff for profit. This is literally just to put in the models into a mod thing that makes no money. Now, if you're making money, that's a big no-no. Don't be doing that. Nintendo's definitely going to come after your butts, right? But as it stands now, I mean, guys, y'all can just kind of read all of the comments. Basically, everybody's like, yeah, this is not right. I mean, like, this guy is right here. Truly, witnessing 20 years of content suddenly vanishing into the dark like that is crazy. 20 years, guys. Garry's Mod has been around for a very long time. Like, Garry's Mod is one of the OG things. That's why people still go back to it to this day, because it was all about the freedom that you had on Garry's Mod. And I know that a lot of people are definitely upset. So let's read what it also says on Steam, because I think this is also important to look at. Okay. So we can read right here, right? This is official. It says this was on the Steam page of Garry's Mod, so if you go to it, you can also see it just the same. It states, some of you have noticed that certain Nintendo related workshop items have recently been taken down. This is not a mistake. The takedowns came from Nintendo. Honestly, this is fair enough. This is Nintendo's content, and what they allow and don't allow is up to them. They don't want you playing with that stuff in Garry's Mod. That's their decision. We have to respect that and take down as much as we can. This is an ongoing process, as we have 20 years of uploads to go through. If you want to help us by deleting your Nintendo related uploads and never uploading them again, that would help us a lot. Okay, obviously I know this message is very, how do you say, respectful, but all I want to say is, does anyone else notice like a little, like a tint of shade in there? Like when they're like, we have 20 years of uploads to go through. Like, I don't think that's necessarily that, like, them being shady, but it's just a little tint of it, right? Because it's like, oh, 20 years? 20 years and Nintendo now decides to take action? Like, let's be freaking for real. Right? Let's be for real. The laws that are surrounding the copyright around Japanese media, I definitely do think is very outdated. And I think a lot of people would agree, right? Because like this, again, no one is making money off this, and yet they're throwing a big fuss about it. So anyways, I think we kind of delved enough in this conversation. Unfortunately, for the time being, it doesn't seem like that this is going to be reversed. It's Nintendo. It's unfortunate because yet again, Nintendo strikes again on some fan-made project or fan-made creations, and this happens, right? Anyways, guys, let's see if something happens with it. I'm not that much hopeful, but we'll see. Anyways, on to the next topic. Thank you again, Loco, for the recommendation. Okay, guys, I can't go too far up because there's some issues, right? There's some issues with Stellar Blade that I kind of wanted to talk about today. And obviously, if you know what's going on, well, maybe the reason why I can't scroll up is because it's a little NSFW. Guys, this is a topic that I did want to talk about, but I'm not gonna lie, I am still so confused by it. Because I'm confused about who, like, okay, let's just look at some of the Twitter posts first, right? So a lot of people seem very upset, and you can see it right here, especially by this comment alone. Stellar Blade Uncensored for all country tweets has now been community noted. Basically, what's going on with Stellar Blade right now is people are getting mad because it's not fully uncensored everywhere like it was originally supposed to be. In fact, if you go down here, there's a post that I specifically want to talk about. We'll get into some of these other posts in a minute because I'm not gonna lie, they're kind of funny. This is the petition for it, right? So this is the petition for it. I know you can't fully read it, so let me just go ahead and pull the image on another screen real quick. Okay, so there's this whole thing, and I don't know what to fully think about this. So it's a hashtag free Stellar Blade, and there's this guy, Mark Kern. He made this whole petition, and let's just read what his statement says. Stellar Blade is a phenomenal new game that just launched on PlayStation 5 worldwide, but it has a problem. The content has been censored from the original trailer version posted by Sony. We, as gamers, that's kind of funny to me, want this content back. We relied on it. We made the game the #1 pre-order worldwide because of it, and this is the true game we want. Okay, so obviously, looking on this on a very surface level plane of view, right? I get, like, you would just be like, oh wow, okay, so he's just trying to uncensor a game. Cool. Game shouldn't be censored if the way that you thought you were going to get it, you know, totally understand. But, hold on. Never seen more people so angry about Stellar Blade having a strong, I didn't even realize he was down here, a strong, beautiful female protagonist in a simple bikini. Apparently he's got some death threats and all that. This was a funny meme, I'm not gonna lie. Dudes crying about outfits in a video game. Free Stellar Blade. Also dudes crying about outfits in a video game. Okay, I honestly, like, let me just say it like this. I think I can understand both sides to the argument. It's like, I understand why people are upset about this, you know, so-called censorship going on right now. But at the same time, I think there comes a time where it's like, okay guys, this might be a little bit too much, you know. At that point, it's like, okay, it's not, to be honest with you, it's not like a new concept that a game gets censored across different countries. Whereas I do think that there are more hateful censors, like obviously, if you have the pride flag or something in it, and then you can't have this in this other country because it's totally banned. I think that's a little bit different because that's just like obviously demonizing a whole group. Something like this though is, I mean, like, I get it. Again, I'm not for censorship myself, But again, there just comes a time where you're just like, you know what, guys, is it really worth it at this point? Like, is any of the core gameplay elements actually getting replaced? Is there certain missions and stuff like that that are being taken out because of this? Again, I'm not going to comment on that exactly, but all I'm saying is it's interesting. It is definitely interesting. I have not played Stellar Blade myself, so I can't comment on that. But let me know what y'all think below, because this is probably one of the more confusing things I've talked about. And I honestly don't know how to feel about it. I don't know how to feel about it. So let me know what y'all think in the comments. Very interesting stuff. Okay, so this has been a huge thing. And I'm going to read to y'all part of this article. Huge freaking thing. Oh, I just played Sandline not too long ago. But Escape from Tarkov, right? So the headline of this article reads, Escape from Tarkov devs attempt to put out fire caused by $250, which we'll get into that, pay to win edition by giving everyone access to an exclusive game mode, but only for 6 months. I have heard things being locked by paywalls before. Again, I am not unused to DLCs. Back in my day, right, there was this game I loved to play, and I'm sure a lot of people know about it on the Xbox. It was Gears of War, right? Gears of War 3, you had skins locked behind exclusive codes. Some you had to pay for DLC, this and that. I could get that. If it's cosmetic related and doesn't help you win in the game, I think it's fair play. Once you start getting into, hey guys, now we're locking full game modes behind paid content and a paywall, and when you start putting things that are pay to win and you have to buy your way to get to that, that's insane. Like, just think about that for a second. The fact that stuff like this is still going on in the gaming industry, to me, is mind-blowing. Because have developers not learned at this point, people don't want this, bro. People don't want this. People are all about, paying money for content that, might be cosmetic related, or might be like a new DLC to a single-player game that adds to the main story. But for that to happen, this is something else, right? This is totally something else. So let's just go and read a little bit into this article, right? Yes, exactly. There was a controversial new mode that was locked behind a paywall. It's crazy. Only for 6 months to be put out. But the recent thing that was happening with the drama of it was this Unheard of edition, which is exactly what I was talking about for that $250. Insane, right? Here we go. So right here, this is where I feel sucky for people who have actually already bought content, and then the Escape from Tarkov developers are telling them, nope, you need to buy even more content for more DLC, even though we haven't given you the DLC that we already promised, as it says right here. Particularly aggrieved are the owners of the game's Old Edge of Darkness edition. Now delisted, that version of Escape from Tarkov bundled together older content and DLC, but players who bought into it wouldn't be getting any of the Unheard edition bonuses. Guys, to me, it's like, it's a slap in the face, right? Because obviously people who have bought the older edition of things, they were promised to be getting more content in the future. And it's kind of like, okay, I know like games before, like, for example, Fighter Z have had like different season passes. I believe Fighter Z did. I believe like Xenoverse and some other games have had that, right? And like, even that, people are like, are you serious? Even more like, okay, whatever. But when it comes to this, when you are promised that you are supposed to be getting future bonuses in the future and future DLC, when you're promised that and you don't get that, obviously you're going to be a little pissed off, and understandably so, right? So a lot of this is just now people are, right here, Nikita, a lot of people have been talking about them. They said, explaining that to honor the owners of EOD version and their indelible importance and role in the EFT universe, we plan to add the following new unique features to the EOD edition. So they've added all these other stuff, and you know, it's like, okay, cool, you're trying to fix your mistake, and I can appreciate that, but that's not the only thing that people have an issue with. Because, yet again, there's something else that people are getting upset about, which is what it says right here. EOD players have access to a new DLC in perpetuity, and while Battlestate is adamant that offline PvE is a feature in a game mode and isn't DLC, players aren't buying that definition, and 6 months access doesn't make it better. You just created another problem with yourself. Like, y'all aren't... You gotta understand, the Escape from Tarkov devs are not winning right now. The fact that Reddit thread is 0 upvotes and 2,400 comments, oh boy, the community is not happy, and I understand why. Again, 6 months to an offline PvE mode is insane to me. Why is that being... Like, again, if it's a multiplayer aspect of it, okay, but like, even then, why would you be locking a whole game mode behind it? That just seems like, it seems like nowadays a lot of games are just finding ways to make money on anything and everything. Every little scrap, every like imagine if your past games, like all the little fun mini games or modes that you used to have, like you used to have games that were single player, had their full campaign story, was marvelous, and then you would want to go play part of their multiplayer just to keep up, you know, playing with different people and having fun. Again, I go back to Gears of War, where they had all these different modes, like King of the Hill, Capture the Leader, whatever have you. Imagine if stuff like that was locked behind paywalls. Yikes. Anyways, Escape from Tarkov people, you got a lot to... Y'all got a lot to try and make up for you. That's all I gotta say. Anyways, let's move on to the next topic, shall we? Okay. Guys. Okay, where do I even start with this one? So this is something that has gone over the past week, but it seems to just be getting worse and worse. So let's take a step back before I even get into what's going on with the buddy Pokemon, right? So if we actually look at the highlights here, Pokemon Go's recent update has caused chaos for players, affecting the buddy and avatar systems. Let's talk about the avatar systems for a second. There has been an update for Pokemon Go, and I love Pokemon Go, right? Like, I don't play it nearly as much as I did, but I still have it on my phone, and, you know, occasionally when I go out for a walk, I'm like, okay, you know, I'm down to play. It seems fun. Something to get me through walking, right? Okay. With the recent update to avatars, I don't even think I have to say anything more. Let me just show rather than tell right now.
Ugh. Brother, ugh. What's that?
Alright. Like, this was the old model on the left-hand side. These are what the newer models look like on the right-hand side. I get what they were trying to go for, right? It was trying to be more realistic. But in the process of doing that, it's honestly kind of creepy. It's making a lot of people's avatars look really creepy. And sorry, some of these are just really blurry. But you can clearly tell a difference in what's going on with these avatars. A lot of people are not happy about this update, and rightfully so. I mean, you know, the one on the left looks like they're actually from an anime, right? This is what an anime character's skin would look like, versus on the right, where you try to go for this like more realistic style. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit for the game, and the models just don't look that great. So we can already see that there's issues going on with the avatar models here. But it's even messing with the buddy system. We can see right here, it says, unfortunately, Pokemon Go's new Rediscover update has caused chaos for players using the buddy and avatar systems, with some players sharing examples of these glitches online. Reddit user AnxiousAD1450 shared an image of their avatar with an unusually long neck, calling on a Niantic to fix your game. Pokemon Go continues to feel fresh thanks to new updates and content, allowing the mobile game to stay at the top of the charts. However, Pokemon Go's newest update has caused quite a bit of trouble for its passionate fan base. So yeah, as you can see, the neck is all weird. Their Gardevoir is like even acting very weird. It's like, it's just bugging the whole game out. It's just making everything like really freaking weird with the game, right? It's not necessarily anything that's like, oh my god, now I can't play the game at all. But like, you gotta remember, aesthetics in the game do make a difference, right? Like, you can't just have poor aesthetics in game and then expect people to be like, yep, this is fine, everything's totally dandy. So I understand where people are coming from with this, right? I totally understand why people are upset, and it's just, you know, I hope Niantic gets back into it and is like, look, we understand. Let's revert back to, you know, where we were. Let's fix up and polish the new models and try to get y'all better models out there. I don't know. The fix just seems easy to me. It's like, it's like how people are always like, wow, an update we didn't ask for. Awesome. This is exactly what that is feeling like. So, I don't know. If y'all play Pokemon Go, let me know if y'all's, like, avatars have been affected by this. But anyways, on to the next topic. So this is actually going to be wrapped up into two, because I actually have two different people asking me to cover Minecraft this week, which is Zeppelin and Blastoise. So Zeppelin asked me to cover a little bit about the Minecraft movie, and then Blastoise wanted me to cover a little bit about Minecraft Monthly. So let's go ahead and get into it a little bit. Now the Minecraft movie, we already know, like, this information's not exactly new, but I do think it is really interesting, so it's just something I'll briefly just kind of cover, and then we'll get into the new update of Minecraft. So, the Minecraft movie is coming in 2025. We already know that it's kind of going to be probably similar to what the story mode from Telltale was. Honestly, that is probably what it's going to be like, because there's no... as it says right here, the fact that Minecraft has no story is part of the appeal. There is really no story to Minecraft. Like, obviously, there might be an end goal of killing the Ender Dragon, but that's about it. There's no rhyme or reason to play Minecraft for a story unless if you make that story up yourself. I think they have a really cool cast, though. They have Jack Black, Jennifer Coolidge, Jason Momoa, Kate McKinnon, Daniel Brooks, Jermaine Clement, Emma Myers, and Sebastian Eugene Hansen. There's a lot of big names coming into this Minecraft movie, so I'm actually this is gonna be really cool. And apparently Jack Black might be playing Steve. There's no trailer yet, so that's why I kind of don't want to fully get into this, because like there's not much else to talk about coming out right here. The only cool thing that I did also see in this article was that it was being filmed in New Zealand. So I was like, okay, that's interesting, because yeah, a New Zealand based film legend who won an Oscar for the Lord of the Rings. So I think it's actually pretty interesting that it's being also produced by Grant Major, who did that. So, you know, you got some news coming up for this Minecraft movie, but there's not a whole lot going on here, right? There's still stuff that we don't know about, because obviously it's coming out of April next year. So, cool stuff. Not too much else out about it just yet. We'll have to see how this Minecraft movie is. I actually have high hopes for it. I think we have a good cast. As long as it's directed right, it could actually be a phenomenal movie. So let's get into the last bit of thing, and which is the newest update to Minecraft. So again, this is where Blastoise wanted me to talk about some things. Guys, I'm not gonna lie with y'all, I don't know Minecraft, unfortunately. I am a Minecraft noob. I have played it once on my channel, and that's about it. Apparently, I had some rare things happen to me on my playthrough too. I mean, I guess it's YouTubers' luck, right? But here we go. this is what's going on. So it's called the Tricky Trials Update. It's going to be filled with daring adventures and surprising rewards. Hunt for the trial chambers and take on the challenge that awaits you in the sprawling copper structure. Fight off unfamiliar foes like the Bogged and the Breeze in your hunt for an elusive trial key. Then unlock your reward from the Vault, a block that makes adventuring fun for every player no matter the size of your party. So very cool. It seems like it's going to definitely be more so about like exploration. Anyways, guys, while I would want to react to the actual video itself, honestly, I'm not, as I said before, I'm not that much into Minecraft. So I wouldn't have a whole lot to say, unfortunately. I just did want to remind y'all that this is something that's coming out. Really interesting stuff. Go watch the trailer if you haven't already. But I think it is really cool that a lot of this stuff is coming out. I did hear something about an ominous update that looked cool. Because you had to go in there and do all this, stuff. And try to get a key. So I thought that was really cool. There's a lot of new other stuff that is coming to Minecraft. Again, don't know much about it, so I don't want to speak too much on stuff I don't know about. But really cool stuff. I hope y'all enjoy it. And y'all let me know if this is something that y'all are looking forward to. If this is something that y'all want, you believe that there should be more to this update. Because I know that's something people have talked about. That Minecraft, when it does update their game, it's kind of like, cool. But, like, you still want more, right? But I know that 1.21 is a huge deal. Because they've been having 1.20 blah, 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 blah for the longest time. So the fact that they finally got to 21 is a huge deal. That I do know. Well, that being said, guys, that is going to conclude our week of Nightly Gaming News. I hope it wasn't that long. I feel like I definitely was a little bit slower on talking today than I usually am. But we have a lot of cool things that are happening, a lot of weird things that are happening, and a lot of things that are happening this week, such as the gaming news verse, I guess you can call it. But I hope y'all enjoyed it. Please let me know down in the comments below if you have anything else you want me to talk about. So starting from today to next Sunday, or I guess Saturday, because I would be talking about this Saturday, posting on Sunday. If you hear anything related to gaming news that you want me to cover, please let me know in the comments down below, and I would love to. So with that being said, guys, thank y'all for joining me for this week of Nightly Gaming News, and I will see all of y'all in the next video or stream. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and peace out.